Hey, my friends. Welcome back. We are going to just literally jump right in. And I'm going to start by saying this. No shade to those poster boards we all made back in 1997 with pictures of Lamborghinis, mansions, and dream vacation. But can we be real for just a minute and admit that for most of us, those old school vision boards were really just pretty collages of a bunch of shit we wanted, right? They ended up collecting dust, and as vision boards to create amazing things, they didn't work for shit. And even worse, a lot of the time, at least for me, they were not only did they not help me, they were neon signs pointing to everything that I didn't have, all the ways I had failed, right? Big billboards of all the ways I had failed. Can we just admit that? The first time I realized that, though, was quite a few years later. I was working in the schools, and I had walked into one of my colleagues' offices for a meeting, and she had this ginormous, just absurdly large poster with all kinds of pictures on it. If you are a teacher, it was basically this long sheet of the butcher paper. That's all it was. Just covered in all of these things that she wanted. And I found myself, as we walked in and saw this, I found myself being like almost triggered in a way and just super annoyed about it. And we were going in there to have this meeting, and so there was a bunch of us there, and of course just seeing it like triggered for all of us this conversation about vision boards and who did them and who didn't and what kinds of things were you going to put on them and words of the year and all that kind of stuff. And I just basically straight up, I was like, not really my jam, don't really love them, kind of explained why, like don't really like to be reminded of all the ways I'm failing, that kind of thing. But that was like the first moment that I ever really thought about them and realized like why they bothered me so much. Fast forward a few years later, in a completely unrelated event, I was sitting around one night in my apartment, just kind of messing around in Canva, and I noticed that one of their templates was like phone lock screen or something. And I was like, oh, sweet. So I go start playing around in Canva with just, I was like, well, what can I put together? And so I make this collage that I end up using as my phone lock screen. I picked out pictures of, people like family and friends, people that I loved, and then also pictures of things that were just inspiring to me or things that brought me joy. And as I was doing this, I don't know, something inside of me, I was like this aha moment where I was like, holy shit, like this is kind of a vision board. And then I was like, ooh, like I kind of hated that it was a vision board, but it was kind of fun. A vision board isn't just about the pretty pictures or checking the boxes. It's about something that gets sparked inside of you, something real that gets sparked inside of you, right? It shouldn't feel like pressure or stress or failure. It should feel like possibility. And that's where the disconnect had been for me, right? Previous old school, it was about making it look pretty and having all the right things on there, right? The exotic vacations, the cars, the houses, that kind of thing. And then that constant pressure and reminder of all of the things I was failing at versus, again, that feeling of possibility that I got when I created this random lock screen for my phone. What often ends up happening is people go digging through magazines. Like, who even has magazines anymore? Or you're doing Google searches for images of the things you want, right? We cut them out, we slap them on a poster board, and we hang it on the wall or on the bulletin board, and then expect the universe to DoorDash our dreams in 3 to 5 business days. Like, here, Here's all the things I want. Bring it to me. Like, that's the sentiment that goes into it. Here's all the stuff. Let's make it happen. That's not how it works, though. What actually works, or like what made my phone lock screen creation so effective as a vision board, even though that wasn't my plan at the time, was that it had intentional imagery that connected to things that I cared about and valued. Feelings, energies, emotions, things that I wanted to be experiencing rather than just the stuff, right? We're not talking about slapping pictures of cars and houses on a poster board anymore. What you really need to be asking yourself is, what's the essence, the energy that you want to live in, right? For me, it's things like peace and freedom, authenticity, abundance, impact, a little witchy magic, right? Those are the energies that I want my life to be rooted in. The board simply becomes the tool to remind me of those essences every single day, which brings me to my next point. The phone lock screen was also effective because I was revisiting it regularly, right? So instead of shoving some random piece of tag board up on the bulletin board or in the closet or under the bed and throwing it away 6 months later, I looked at my vision board. Again, that wasn't my intention, but I was looking at this collage every time I picked up my phone, which kept all of those feelings and energies and essences alive for me. They kept them on the forefront of my brain, which made it like, again, that idea of possibility where I was like, holy shit, like this feels great. Other things that can make a vision board more effective. Pairing it with action and aligned choices. What does that mean? It means once you've decided on those energies, those essences that you want to elicit, peace, adventure, freedom, impact, you name it, I don't care, whatever it is, those become your compass points. And every time you are faced with a decision about something, maybe that you're unclear about, you can ask yourself, will this bring me, insert desired energy, emotion, essence, whatever you want to call it. You can use it as a tool for clarity to help you curate and create that aligned, fulfilled life that you are seeking. It's not just this magic wand that's going to bring you stuff that you think will make you feel fulfilled. It helps you actually create a scenario in which you actually feel fulfilled. That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to walk you through a short little exercise. All right. If you're driving while you're listening, please do not close your eyes. But if you're not driving, close your eyes for just a minute. We're going to do super condensed version of something that I do in my vision board workshop. But I want you to close your eyes and think about how you want to feel in whatever this next season of your life is going to be, the next 6 months, the next year, the next week, whatever. Just like, what do you want to feel? And don't overthink it. Just like, what's this overall energy that you want to feel? Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to think of an image that represents that feeling. I don't care what it is. That image, whatever you just came up with, that represents that, that's what goes on your vision board. Not just the Ferrari or the mansion or the picture of the Eiffel Tower to represent your trip to France that you're trying to manifest. That feeling that you want to have. Now, no shame to the stuff, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but I want to just give you a quick example of an image that I have. One of the images that I have had on my vision board for quite a while has to do with financial abundance. And rather than just this image of a wad of cash, I found in Canva this image where they're like little plants, and like each one gets bigger than the next. So there's like this imagery of growth. And then the leaves of the plant are dollar bills or bills. I don't even know what denomination they are, but there's bills. The whole vibe of the picture is just so me, right? There's that again, that imagery of growth. There's, just like plants, which I just really love, like bring me peace. And the coloring of the picture just elicits this calm sort of sense around growing my relationship with money, growing my financial freedom. And so it's not just about a vision board to manifest more money or an image that's going to inspire me to. It's this idea that it elicits this whole vibe for me. So that every time I look at that, I'm reminded of like, okay, we're talking about growth. It's not like they're not images of specific goals or things you want to achieve. It's imagery of how you want to feel, right? Now, like I said, no shame if you want the Ferrari or the big house or the trip to Paris. But I challenge you again to connect with the underlying emotion that you want. Like, once you have that thing, how are you going to feel? Because the fancy cars and the big houses, typically there's this underlying emotion of financial abundance. Or the picture of the vacation is really meant to elicit this idea of freedom, right? Time freedom or just freedom from responsibility or whatever. So really peel back the onion to see how you want to feel and then tackle it. Like we, as humans, we've been doing it backwards. So we're going to flip the script a little bit and do it that way, right? So I challenge you, like I said, connect to that underlying emotion because that's where the magic is. That's where the magic is. If you're wanting more of this, my This Ain't Your Mama's Vision Board Party workshop, it's not about making Pinterest-worthy collage full of stuff. It's about creating a blueprint that actually reflects you. Real life GPS to guide you into whatever's next. And when you create that vision and you follow it up with action, it is fucking magic. So if you don't want your vision board living under your bed with your abandoned dumbbells and your Christmas wrapping paper, come hang out with me. The workshop is ready whenever you are. You've got two options. There's a self-paced version. You can watch the recording as many times as you want. It's fun, it's practical. Or if you're wanting just a bit more support, maybe you really would love a good connection and craving some online community, the Becoming Blueprint is a whole series of workshops. It gives you 4 weeks of live group coaching, which includes all my favorite follow-up tools. So I just mentioned that idea of the vision plus the action. We get into the action later. We start at the vision, we move into the action. And I'm telling you right now, we start September 4th, and I'm telling you right now, it is the cheapest you will ever get your hands on any of my workshops. I'm hosting it inside of an online community that I'm in. We're doing it at a super discounted rate. So get your hands on it. The links for either option are waiting in the show notes. No glitter glue required. Go find them, click the link, come join me so that you can create this beautiful, aligned, fulfilled life. Not just a poster that you're going to throw away. All right, my friends, thank you so much. If you are a repeat listener, thank you, thank you, thank you. The support is so welcome, and I'm so grateful for it. If this resonated with you, I would appreciate commenting and sharing and doing all of the things. Click all the buttons, do all of the things so that we can get the word out. If you know somebody else who maybe you want to invite to come along to the live workshop, that would be great. Just share this with someone you think might need to hear it. I don't care. Just let's get the word out so that we can all be living these beautiful, aligned lives that we deserve. I will see you in the next episode. Mwah.